Hi, welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. As promised, we're going to talk about Emami now. It was a top-down miss for the company as the revenues dropped 17% in the fourth quarter, while the domestic volumes declined 19%. Bhansali, the CEO of Finance, Strategy and Business Development at Emami, is here with us. Mr. Bhansali, good morning and thanks for being with us on the channel.
Very good morning.
You know, you stated that it was muted revenues that came in from the rural market that led to your performance in Q4. But now we hear from almost all stakeholders of the rural economy that things have picked up. What are you noticing in the months of June, and what is the expectation over the next few months in terms of rural demand?
Yeah, this adversity has also opened many new opportunities, and the current trend is encouraging. So far as June is also concerned. In fact, offtakes has started improving from May, and June has been relatively good. And going forward also, we believe that the rural market and overall volumes would resume, I think, from the second to third quarter. It would keep on improving from here.
Mr. Bhansali, in Q4, the lockdown really hit us only after 20th. Maybe in one or two states it was a little earlier, like Karnataka. But a 19% volume decline only because you lost 10 days of business, isn't it a little severe?
No, it's not really like this. In fact, in the March itself, from the February, and from the February itself, there had been a lot of restrictions otherwise on the movement, and also in few of the factories. So there had been some impact on the operations, and so one need to understand that ours is a seasonal product, and at the end of the March we have offtakes of the summer, and the summer products it impacted the summer products there.
Okay.
So much of our reliance was there on the last 15 days of March, so that impacted there.
Okay.
Also international business also got impacted.
Oh, of course.
It had impact from the prior period as well.
Okay. All right. Can you tell us what is your export-import split normally, an average for FY20?
See, despite all this, we grew by around 13% for the year on exports.
Okay.
And we expect to have the same kind of a growth in the next 9 months for us. Now the things have more or less normalized.
Okay. But what has normalized? I mean, what is the current situation? What is the capacity utilization? And how much of your stuff are you able to reach to the retailers?
So in the domestic market, we are able to reach, while there are some adjustments which we need to keep on doing, but otherwise it's not that difficult to reach to the consumers. Right, so you need to follow the rules, you need to go through the timing and other disciplines which has been maintained, and also follow the regulations, but otherwise we are able to reach. While in between some disruptions come in, but that's not material. Overall we are able to, supply chain has almost resumed in domestic market. Internationally there has been some challenges, but that's also opening up very fast. In fact, in Bangladesh, which is also one of our major markets, the things have improved substantially. In UAE and CIS and Russia, also things are improving, and for our Cream 21 business which we acquired last year, there has been a lot of demand for those products, and we are getting them manufactured in Germany, and the dispatches are happening. And so apart from this, we have also come out with new products. As I said, the adversaries has thrown a lot of opportunities. So we have also introduced sanitizers and hand washes and soaps in Boro Plus range, which is an image of protection. In Zandu, in healthcare also, things are very optimistic. In fact, the healthcare products are doing extremely well in the current environment, and are expected to do very well in the times to come. The Zandu Cots, the immunity builder systems, and also we have introduced digital ecosystems there. So we have introduced a digital platform apart from this. And the current trajectory is very encouraging.
Sure. Thanks for that. The other thing, that has worried investors for a while is how high the promoter pledges are. So I just wanted an update on the balance sheet. What is the debt at the promoter level now? And do you plan to bring down the pledges, which are currently at over 89%?
So there are two things. One is on Emami. Emami is completely debt-free company, and there is no debt at all on Emami's balance sheet, and it is doing extremely well. In fact, we have a cash generation of over 600 to 700 crore year on year, and that is intact. For building the businesses, promoters had taken a debt, with the sale of cement business, which we have already finalized with Nuvoco. We expect the debt to reduce substantially from here, and is also a result. This high pledge was also a result of the lower market prices, despite reasonably good performance. So I think over a period in the next 12 months, things would reduce significantly low. With this sale, it would reduce substantially, and it would become in the next 12 months. With the sale of other non-core assets, it would be almost kind of a nil.
All right, we will look forward to that, sir, and touch base with you yet again in a couple of months to check out what the progress has been, both in the sale of your sanitizers and washing products, as well as the pledge movement. Thank you very much, Mr. Bhansali, for joining us.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, now to another story. You know, the headlines were grabbed by that the stamp duty on market transactions will now be centrally collected, and it will be uniform across the country, collected by the stock exchanges. But what was not noticed is that now the stamp duty becomes applicable even to mutual funds. Surabhi decoded that for us, and she's here with all the details. Surabhi, an unexpected blow for mutual funds.
Well, Latha, yes, good morning. Mutual fund investors will have to deal with an additional levy when they're calculating the cost of investing. Now, the duty is at 0.005%. It's on both categories, equity and fixed income, and it's on all kinds of schemes. Nothing has been spared, and all investors, so whether it's individual or institutional, HUF, all kind of investors who are putting in money in mutual funds. This is a specific hit for liquid funds, and I'll explain to you why. Now, the duty is, as I said, 0.005%, which basically means 5 rupees when you're investing 1 lakh rupees, to simplify matters. Now, if it's an equity investor and a long-term investment, then you hope to make that kind of a return, that 5 rupees of upfront payment that you'll have to make, that will not pinch so much, because AMCs, what they'll do is they'll deduct the 5 rupees now and then invest the balance. However, for liquid funds, I mean, these are funds which are used to park sometimes overnight cash, and the margins are wafer thin, the yields are wafer thin. Now here, if you have to pay 5 rupees upfront for parking in 1 lakh rupees, then, and if you withdraw that amount in the next 1 or 2 days, which is the case in overnight funds and liquid funds, then what's the return you make? So a lot of people that I've been speaking to are saying that this could really make institutions relook at their money management strategy as well, because there is not much return to be made on liquid overnight funds if indeed they have to pay this upfront stamp duty. So we need to watch out for that. And just a side anecdote, Lata, I want to add, beyond mutual funds, very interesting. I was speaking to a couple of algorithm traders and prop traders, some of them based out of Calcutta yesterday. Now they are saying that there's a separate issue for them. They enjoyed, states like West Bengal and UP allowed them to have a cap on the daily payout of stamp duty. That's not going to be the case because it's a uniform duty across the country. So they are rethinking their business strategies as well.
All right. I guess they'll route it through a Bombay office. I don't think that's going to be very tough. Anyways, it's good to whine, isn't it? To get things, get rules tweaked your way.
Through the gift city, Lata.
Yes.
Through
yes.
gift city.
I guess there will be a movement to that as well. Thank you very much, Surabhi. Thank you very much for putting that on the table. Liquid funds getting a bit of an impact can have some serious ramifications. This is a developing story, and we will get you more reactions. For the moment, it's a break. We will be back with Mr. Rajiv Mehrotra, Chairman and Managing Director of Rights India.